Hello this week, folks. This week's a little bit different. I have a TikTok account, and on that TikTok account, I gave away and raffled off a commander deck. So here is that commander deck. I did a live stream on TikTok about which legendary creature won the. I had a survey that people could take, and they chose out of 8 through 88 commanders which ones they wanted, legendary creatures, and the overall vote, the highest was Reaper King. So I have made a Reaper King deck this week for the lucky winner, and I will be sending that off at some point in the next couple days. Yeah, and it's the power level of this deck is already off the charts because of Reaper King. So you can put in more better stuff if you want, but honestly, you don't really need that big of a budget to build this deck to be efficient. And there's a lot of stuff in this deck you probably switch out for more expensive things, but if you're looking for a cheap build, by all means just do it like this, or something similar. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and thank you so much for watching.
What do it do? The whole deck revolves around Reaper King. Once it's out, you'll be destroying permanents left and right. And that's really it. Once you've destroyed enough permanents, swoop in for the kill with your scarecrows. But first, we need to ramp. Soul Ring and Darksteel Ingot, classics, and either the 2 colorless or any color helps get the king out. Traveler's Amulet, Armorly Sphere, and Wildfield Scarecrow. Since this is a 5-color deck, we need ways to get all the basic types of mana, and here's a few ways to do that. And we have a Scarecrow to help us out to get lands and also destroy stuff. Open the Gates, Cultivate, Natural Connection, Spring to Mind, and Circuitous Route. This is all essentially the same. It gets lands or gates to find our 5 colors, and Spring to Mind also comes back from the graveyard to help us draw some cards. Scarecrows. Alright, let's jump right into the creatures that make this deck happen. It really doesn't matter what any of these do, because Scarecrows on their own are not that powerful at all, so I won't spend much time here. But once Reaper King is out, it's an all-out frenzy on what's going to destroy what. Universal Automaton, Heapdoll, and Jawbone Skulkin. All very cheap, all Scarecrows in their own right, and they literally act as kill spells for 1 mana. Brutal. Heapdoll also exiles a card from a graveyard, and Jawbone Skulkin can give Reaper King haste. Field Creeper, Jousting Dummy, and Fang Skulkin. 2 mana kill spells. Jousting Dummy buffs itself if you want, and Fang Skulkin can give Reaper King Wither. Ghostly Changeling and Mirror Entity. These are Scarecrows, couldn't you tell? Ghostly Changeling buffs himself, and Mirror Entity can be a game winner, giving all your creatures +X till end of turn, and that's after it's already destroyed something with Reaper King out. Wicker Witch and One-Eyed Scarecrow. A couple of more Scarecrows, and One-Eyed Scarecrow makes your opponent's flyers a little bit less scary. Farmstead Gleaner puts counters on itself. Hoof Skulkin can give Reaper King +1/+1, and Wing Rattle Scarecrow has flying and persist as long as Reaper King is out. Shell Skulkin can give Reaper King Shroud if you want. Signpost Scarecrow has Vigilance, and you can filter for the specific color of mana you want if needed. Scare Tiller can get lands out onto the battlefield once it's tapped. Scrap Basket can become all colors if you want, just cuz. Watchwing Scarecrow has flying and vigilance if Reaper King is out. Antler Skulkin gives Reaper King Persist. Rattleblaze Scarecrow has Persist as long as Reaper King is out. And Grim Poppet can move -1/-1 counters from itself onto other creatures if we'd like. Help our Scarecrows out. To help all these destroy target permanent spells out, we have got a couple of things here. Ethereum Sculptor, Joyr's Familiar, and Dream Shaper Shaman. These basically make our Scarecrows cost less, and they help us get closer to destroying our opponent's things. And Dream Shaper Shaman might seem like kind of a weird pick here, but hear me out. On your end step, you can sacrifice a non-land permanent and get a new one onto the battlefield. And this will almost always bring out a new Scarecrow or something that helps bring a Scarecrow out. Plus, it helps filter through our deck if we really need just something new. Plus, it's a May effect, so you can pick and choose on which end steps you want to use it. Retrieval. We want to hang on to all the scarecrows we can, so we'll just bring them back from the graveyard as many times as we can. Mere Retriever, Workshop Assistant, and Fortuitous Find. These all bring back an artifact from the graveyard to our hand, and Fortuitous Find can potentially bring back 2 scarecrows at once. Refurbish, Argivian Restoration, Unburial Rites, and Blood for Bones. These all return one of our scarecrows directly from the yard to the battlefield, triggering Reaper King again. Blood for Bones has a drawback, but it puts a creature into play as well as into our hand. Flicker King. Here's where we get tricky. Cloud Shift and Momentary Blink. These both blink or flicker one of our scarecrows, and when it comes back into play, it triggers Reaper King again. And it's all for 1 or 2 mana. How scary is that? Plus Momentary Blink has flashback, so we can do it again. Nephalia Smuggler, Mist Meadow Witch, Flicker Wisp, and Rune of the Hidden Realm. Flicker on some sticks. All of these flicker a creature and can bring it back on the end step, except for the Smuggler, who returns it immediately. With the exception of that, these all have the potential to destroy anything and can also protect Reaper King for a turn. Odds and Ends. These are just some things that help, and they're kind of random. Unlikely Aid, Strionic Resonator, and Arcane Adaptation. Kind of all over the place here, huh? Unlikely Aid protects Reaper King. Strionic Resonator copies Reaper King's abilities to destroy a second thing when our scarecrows enter. And Arcane Adaptation makes all our non-scarecrows into scarecrows. The fun just keeps coming, doesn't it? Card Draw King. If we don't have cards in hand, we can't do much. So here's where we draw some. Opt and Preordain. Both scry and draw us a card for very cheap. Due Respect and Growth Spiral. Both draw a card and do something else, making permanents enter tapped or ramping a bit. Tezzeret's Ambition and One with the Machine. Both artifact draw spells. Tezzeret's Ambition draws us 3 cards and will probably control an artifact, so we won't have to discard. And one with the Machine has the potential to draw us 10 cards off of Reaper King, whose mana value is a little bit wonky. Now we must protect the king. Here are a few spells we can use to make sure Reaper King stays out. Steal Sabotage and Into the Royal. Counters an artifact spell or return Reaper King to our hand just in case of a board wipe. And Into the Royal returns anything to its owner's hand, either to our own or sometimes if there's something else scary we can return it to that person's hand. And you can kick it to draw a card. Blood Chief's Thirst, Cast Down, Sky Whaler's Shot. All destroy things if the conditions are met, with their specific mana costs and kicker and all that. Wipe on my command. Because I'm the king, here's where we wipe the board if needed. Time Wipe and Phyrexian Rebirth. Time Wipe can return Reaper King to our hand and destroy everything else, and Phyrexian Birth doesn't protect the king, but it will make us a potentially very big horror that might sometimes become a scarecrow if Arcane Adaptation is out.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, maybe we'll do this again sometime. Yeah, I had fun doing it, and I hope you guys had fun doing it too on a live stream, and make sure you follow me on TikTok, because I'm there every day, so yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.